I don't like stressing over a test because then I'll do bad.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. It's maybe the internet addressing it. Okay, guys. Good morning and welcome. So, are you guys ready to proceed? See.
Actually, quick question.
Go ahead, Maria.
I was reviewing a little bit yesterday, and can you just briefly explain the difference between the vacuole vesicle and the lysosome? Because I noticed that the vesicle and the lysosome are both packaged by the Golgi complex, correct?
Yeah.
And in the notes, you had said that a vesicle is a lysosome.
Okay, listen.
So I think I was a little thrown off because they're two separate organelles, but then they're one and the same.
No, listen. Okay, let's do it this way. Yeah. So let's say it's okay. What is going to be a vesicle? Generally speaking. Okay. Now, when we say vesicle, that actually is okay is going to be let's put it this way, a small pouch like structure with a substance. Okay. Now, one thing is, in some instances, they may even is okay call the or refer to the urinary bladder as a vesicle. So if you look at that, you can mainly say, okay, that the term or the word vesicle mainly is okay, will mean the same as a bladder, which was mainly as okay, just a form structure, which in this case is okay, was going to hold a fluid or a substance. Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay. So what your Golgi operators do, mainly is okay, produce different kinds of vesicles. Now, the reason that I say different kind of vesicles is because that the cargo or the substance that are filled up in these vesicles here is going to be different. Okay, so It can mainly as okay be things such as, we can say, sugars or carbohydrates. Did that make sense? Okay. It can be as okay, maybe it says okay, any form of protein, any kind of protein. Clear? Okay. It can be as okay a type of protein which is going to be an enzyme. Clear? Okay. So this vesicle here, where the content, well, okay, is a protein, but functionally that's okay, that protein is an enzyme that is going to be referred to as a lysosome. Because what the function of this enzyme here is going to be is to break down any substance in the cell. Clear? Okay. So from there, yes, okay, that's where the comment is okay, put the word lyso. And some here we can mean it's okay, say it's going to be it's okay. A term which means it's okay, mean the same as a vesicle. Any is okay, bigger or smaller, bubble-like, sac-like, pouch-like structure, which is going to contain a substance. And that's why I said, even back then, that if you say it's okay, ribosome. Now, what was a ribosome? It was still, yes, okay, this bigger or smaller, it's okay, bubble-like structure, which in case of just okay, when we say ribosome, was holding RNA, which was okay, yes, your ribonucleic acid. Okay. So vesicle is mainly as okay, just a generalized term for as okay, any bigger or smaller bubble-like structure, which is okay. It's not going to be as okay, just be an empty bubble, but mainly as okay, carrying some substance or holding or storing it. Did you get that, dear?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what about the vacuole?
Now, vacuole, my dear, is we can say it's okay. Usually it's okay when we say vacuole. It's still going to be as okay. A sac-like or a that's okay, pouch-like structure. Clear? Okay. But looking at a vacuole versus as okay, vesicle, vacuole, I mean, relatively going to be bigger. Did that make sense?
Yeah, that helped.
So that's pretty much
Helpful, thank you.
it. Okay. So that's okay if you, for instance, okay, if you look at a cell, that's okay, you may have a lot of, because that's okay, small vesicles. Okay, which may, yes, okay, hold different substances, all yes, okay, too. Yes, okay, fulfill, yes, okay, the requirements of the cell. Okay, so the main, yes, okay, just sailing in the ocean of the cytoplasm, if you want to put it that way. Okay, but yes, okay, whenever yes, okay, any organ, for instance, okay, may need what they store is okay, they will move toward that organ, and I mean, it's okay, just supply it with its cargo. Right. Usually it's okay when we see a cell, and okay, as it has a vacuole, it's most likely it's okay going to be something like this. So structurally, it's okay. When you look at it, it's, well, okay, vesicles mean they're going to be smaller, vacuoles will be relatively bigger. Anything else?
No, thank you. That answers
Okay.
my question.
No problem. Anybody else?
Hi. If there's
morning.
hi, good morning. If there's no vesicles and there's just a vacuole, like how would we be able to differ if it's the vesicle or the vacuole?
My dear, as I said, yes, okay, vacuoles are going to be relatively big. Most likely, yes, okay, cells which has a vacuole that's going to be, yes, okay, occupying pretty much, okay, most of the space within the cell beside the nucleus.
Okay, thank you.
One last thing. So
Yeah.
for the rough endoplasmic rectum and the smooth endoplasmic rectum,
Mhm.
know that you said that like we can't like pretty much like put like make it short like when we write it down, but for those can we or we can't? Like we actually have to spell it out.
No, my dear, I would prefer if, yes, okay, if you get a diagram to label it, you should write it out completely.
All right, thank you. That was it.
Okay. So just look at it, endo, EDNO, plasmic, plasm. Reticulum, RETICULUM. Unfortunately, these days, it's not your guys' fault. It's RSS, okay, the schooling system. And it's just going to get worse, unfortunately. They don't really, as okay, focus on spellings. But that's pretty much okay how you do it. Right. So yes, okay. ER, well, okay, yes, it means okay what I just did, but yes, okay, I will prefer that you guys just okay write it out completely. Next. Nope. Okay. So C. Can we go on to the next chapter? Okay, guys. So the next chapter is chapter number 4, which is going to be as okay of the skeletal system. Okay. And now when we say to see the word skeletal, it means it's okay, it's going to be pertaining to the skeleton, which we know is made up of the bones. Okay. Now, some books or literatures or whatever you want to call it may, as okay, combine this with the what we can call the muscular system. So you may come across books where it will say the musculoskeletal system. So you, yes, okay. In this book here, it's okay. They have separated. So this is okay. Chapter 4. The skeletal system or the muscular system is going to be, okay, chapter 5. But even as okay, when we talk about, okay, the muscular system, what you guys will realize is, okay, that our main focus is going to be on the skeletal muscles. Right? So some people, okay, may join these two systems together to call, okay, make it one system, which becomes the muscular skeletal system. Well, let's just talk about the skeletal system. Okay, now here, okay, the main organ of the skeletal system is your bones. Okay, as a matter, the body of an adult human person has 206 bones. Okay, now many of these bones here are going to be paired. But that doesn't mean that there's going to be 206 different names that you got to remember. Okay, but there are going to be, okay, a bunch of names that you will have to remember, which means, okay, will represent the name of the bones. Okay, so just be aware of that. We can mainly say that, okay, yes, these bones, yes, okay, come together at a point, and that point is going to be known as a joint. Okay, so one of the last topics that we will talk about in this chapter is going to be, okay, the different kinds of joints. Okay, and it's okay, the structures that you will find within a common joint. Now, mainly because it's okay, the bones are joined together. That means it's okay, leads us to, okay, one of the major functions of your skeletal system. Okay, and one function is, we can say, it's okay, support. Okay, mainly by saying, it's okay, that the bones are joined in a way, mainly to just, okay, provide, okay, as a support network. That means, that's okay, gives the body the stature that it has. Because had it not been for the bones joined together, well, okay, yes, you could still have the skeletal muscles, but those skeletal muscles were mainly, as okay, just had been a bigger or smaller, as okay, mass of muscles, which means, as okay, would not have, yes, okay, being able to, yes, okay, okay, there was no bone to attach them to, so that's okay. It would just have been a mass of muscles. Okay. So first of all, it's okay, the bones gives us, okay, the framework of your body. And by doing so, it's okay, supports your body structure and give us the structure that it has. Now, next to that will be protection. Now, a good example for that is, okay, as just think of your skull. Clear? Okay, now please mind it, guys, your skull is now one bone. It's actually going to be made up of 8 bones. Makes your skull. Clear? Okay, But yes, okay, what did we have inside the skull? We had the cranial cavity. And inside the cranial cavity, yes, okay, was your brain. So the brain, it's okay, you can say it's okay, the bones actually, it's okay, forms a network or a structure which is going to protect deeper or underlying structures. Okay. Likewise, that's okay, your rib cage. Okay, it forms as okay, what we call the thoracic cavity. Okay. But okay, not only does it provide okay a room in which okay as different organs could be stored, but also as okay forms a protective structure around it. So protection of deeper lying structures. Did that make sense? Okay. So when you look at the skeleton, yes, okay, there is a reason why it is designed the way that it is. Okay. So first of all, that's okay to give us okay the station that we have. Second is, well, okay, to protect the structures. Okay, so protection. Next function is going to be movement. Okay, now we can mainly say, okay, this movement here, now that's going to be as okay, we can say along the joint lines. Okay, and probably as okay with help of the skeletal muscles. Because it's actually going to be as okay, the muscles here that will contract and mainly as okay cause bones along the joint to move. Which says, okay, we have a muscle here. When it contract, it may as okay cause this bone, for instance, okay, to move up like this, but that's going to be as okay along the joint line. Did you guys get that? Okay. So yes, okay, for your movement, yes, okay, you need joints. But what a joint means is okay, just point where two or more than two bones came together. And we actually is okay, are able to is okay produce movement along some of those joint lines. Now, another function of your skeletal system. Now, let's just say that we have a bone. Like this. Okay. Now we actually just, okay, if you open up this bone, you may see something like this, and then also like this. Now, what we actually just, okay, will have inside this space of the bone is going to be what we call bone marrow. Yeah, okay. Now, what we have in this bone marrow here is going to be, it's okay, what we call the stem cells. And what these stem cells here is okay are going to lead to is production of blood cells. So guys, mainly because the bone store bone marrow, which has what we call the stem cells that are yes, okay, the precursor cells of what becomes yes, okay, blood cells. That's why we can mainly say that okay, as the skeletal system actually is okay, is responsible for what we can call hematopoiesis. Now, when we say hematopoiesis, that is just going to be formation of blood. Okay. And the reason that we use formation because of the cells. Did that make sense? So you may have heard of somebody that's okay getting a bone marrow transplant. Okay. They do not really do a transplant of the bone marrow. It's mainly as okay, just stem cells that are being transplanted. Clear? Nowadays, that's okay. If you give birth, or when a child is born, they may say it's okay. They may ask you, do you want us to keep a specimen of his or her stem cells? Just in case, God forbid. Yeah, okay. Otherwise, it's okay if that person may need, okay, as a stem cell transplant. It has to be as okay, a very, 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 very close relative. Actually, it's okay, only siblings. Not even cousins will be able to. So it has to match very, very accurately. Okay. But pretty much due to just okay, the bones carrying or holding what we call bone marrow, in which we have stem cells which produce blood cells. All kind of blood cells that's okay are going to come from a common stem cell. Is that clear? Okay. Okay. What determines it whether it becomes a red blood cell, whether it becomes a white blood cell, or whatever subtype, or a platelet, is all dependent upon okay, what path it takes in this process of hematopoiesis. Yeah, okay. But generally, it's okay, just saying it's okay, formation of any type of blood cell, red, white, or platelets is hematopoiesis. If we speak specifically, it's okay, talk of the formation of red blood cells, then the hemato is just going to be replaced by erythro. So erythropoiesis is just going to be the formation of red blood cells. which is just one type of hematopoiesis. Did you guys get that? Okay. Last but not the least, so we can say it's okay. Blood production. Last but not the least is going to be it's okay mineral storage. Okay. So it's okay, different minerals that your body may it's okay store. In Home Depot. That's okay, that storage area where it's okay, these minerals here are going to be stored, is going to be in the bones. Now guys, the two main minerals that are going to be stored in the bones is primarily going to be calcium and phosphorus. Is that clear? Okay. And what we mainly is okay, well, mainly is okay, just be focusing on is calcium, because that is actually going to be as okay. The mineral that we mainly as okay can say as okay is going to get as okay the bone its strength. Okay, which means as okay causes the bones to become as okay that hard, dense, or strong tissue. Okay, it's mainly due to as okay the deposition of calcium into the bone. But it is a storage. Clear? Okay. So if your body is in need of extra calcium and you do not, let's say it's okay, consume enough calcium in your diet, then your body is just going to take calcium from the bones. Did that make sense? Now, just a short example, guys, or small example. Breastfeeding mothers. Now, that breast milk is the primary source of calcium that the baby will get. Okay, so breast milk is going to have, oh yes, okay, it's not, it will have calcium. Now, if the mother herself doesn't consume a diet which is going to be, okay, rich enough in calcium, what is that the body is going to do? Mobilize calcium from her bones. It's a matter of supply and demand. Did that make sense? And what would that lead to? Weaker bones for the mama. Yeah, okay. Any questions? So generally speaking, guys, that's okay. These were the functions of your bone, of your skeletal system. Okay. It provides us, okay, what we can call support, or you can mean it as, okay, makes up the framework of the body. On top of which we mean it's okay, just have skeletal muscles and so on. So, okay. The framework will not only as okay produce to give a stature, or as okay they'll give the body a structure, but as okay even as okay also to protect deeper lying structures like anybody home. Okay. Okay. Next, movement. Okay. And that's why you can say, okay, bones, that's okay, will meet end to end to form a joint. Okay. And along or across that joint line, that's okay. When the muscles contract, that's okay, you will have a movement. Okay. Production of blood. Why? Because bones stores what we call bone marrow, which stores the basic precursor cells of what becomes blood, called the stem cells. So that's how it's okay, it plays a role in what you can call it's okay, blood production. Last but not the least, it is the storage for the body to store minerals, primary calcium and phosphorus. Okay. Is there anybody who has any questions? Nope. No questions? Okay, guys. Now, the next thing that we can mainly as okay talk about is going to be as okay just two types of bones. Which is what we call compact bone. And what on the other hand can be referred to as spongy bone. Now the word spongy bone, yes, okay, or the spongy bone, yes, okay, may also be known as cancellous bone. All right, that'll be really clear. Cancellous bone. Is that clear? Now, if we look at the word compact, it pretty much tells us why it's called compact. Because what we mainly can say here is that, okay, as in this case, that is going to be that, we can say it this way, that, okay, yes, the bone tissue is densely packed. Whereas, on the other hand, if we say it's okay, spongy, in this case, it's okay, the bone tissue is going to be loosely packed. Now, in both cases, guys, What we will have is that's okay, that's going to be as okay where we bring that's okay we refer to as osteocytes. Okay, we'll come into this, or we're going to talk about this fellow here in just a little bit. But what we mainly say is that, okay, as these osteocytes here are going to be as okay arranged in these circular arrangements. So this means, okay, there's going to be, okay, a bigger or smaller group of a lot of osteocytes. Okay, I mean, it's okay because they are arranged in this arrangement here now. This arrangement here is going to, yes, okay, end up as what you can call a version system. Okay. Did you guys get that? Yeah, okay. But what is it actually going to be? It's going to be, okay, this arrangement of osteocytes. And what we mean is, okay, we'll have in the middle of it is going to be, okay, what we call an empty area known as an aversion canal. Now, guys, whether it is compact bone and or whether it is spongy bone is going to be made up of these aversion systems here. We can mainly say, okay, that the difference between the two is that in your compact bone, that's okay, these aversion systems here are going to be as okay, closely packed or densely packed. So we can mainly say, okay, the aversion systems are going to be densely packed in compact bone and or the aversion system is going to be loosely packed. So if you say it's okay, this aversion system, that's going to be okay, how they will be arranged in your spongy bone. Okay. For that aversion system that makes up compact bone or that makes up spongy bone is going to be made up of, well, okay, you can see you had a central, yes, okay, what you can call it, okay, aversion canal. And around that is going to be, it's okay, osteocytes. Arranged like this, and this makes up an aversion system. And these aversion systems are going to be densely packed, and that will form what you call compact bone, or loosely packed, and that was going to be, it's okay, what you call the spongy or cancellous bone. Okay, so this aversion system mainly is okay. If you want to define it, it's going to be as okay, a basic unit of what we can call as okay bone tissue. Now I have a picture here that means it's okay, just will show you it's okay what an Haversian system may look like. Or as okay Haversian systems. Can you guys see this? Hello guys?
Yes.
Good.
We can-
Yes.
That's
Okay.
better.
So just look at this slide here, okay? Now this is an Haversian canal. This here is an Haversian canal. Can you see it's okay, this is an Haversian canal, this is an Haversian canal. So if you just look here, this here is one Haversian system. You can say this one has another Haversian system. This one has another Haversian system. Right. So if you look closer, guys, your osteocytes or your bone cells actually is okay, just encircles this Haversian canal and makes up one Haversian system. This is another Haversian system. This is another Haversian system. Did you guys get that? And when they are as okay, densely packed that we see here, it's okay, pretty closely packed to one another. That becomes just okay an example of what you would call compact bone. Did you guys get that? Okay, whereas if they were loosely packed, it becomes spongy or calcareous bone. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Nope. Okay. Let's just check and let's just take okay as an example of okay what we can call a long bone. Okay, now most of the bones that we may be is okay or come across will be as okay examples of what we can call long bone. Okay, now you may see as okay the it's okay picture of that in figure 4.1 in your book. Okay. Good. So guys, if we say it's okay that we take a long bone. Let's say it's okay, we have a long bone like this. Now remain as okay may have two parts. The ends here of the long bone will be called the epiphysis. Okay, and why in the blue do we call them the epiphysis? That's okay. We'll come to that in just a little bit. Where we can say it's okay, this part here which mainly as okay, just can be called the shaft of the bone. But technically, it's okay, we can also refer to that as the diaphysis. Is that clear? Okay. Now, let's just say that, okay, this is what the bone looks like in an adult, full-grown adult, where the bone actually is okay, has fused together. Now, the reason that I say it's okay, fused together is because in infant life, this might have been a separate piece of bone. Let's just take it over here. Probably me, it's okay to say. Would have been a separate piece of bone. So would this one here have been a separate piece of bone. And we can even say it's okay that this would have been a separate piece of bone. Did you guys get that? So although it's okay, an adult human being only has 206 bones. The numbers of bones in a fetus and our infant can be anything between 300 to 400 plus pieces of bones. Okay. And what we mainly is okay, we'll have, let's say it's okay at this end here and this end here is going to be, it's okay, what we call the epiphyseal plate. And what this epiphyseal plate actually is going to be made up of is cartilage. Now comes the question. How does a bone that in infant life was no longer than this become this long? Growth, right? Or we can say it's okay. Growth is just increase in size. And development. Yeah, okay. So how is it that, okay, yes, this bone here is going to grow or develop into an adult bone? Now what's going to happen, guys? We can say it's okay. It may grow to, yes, okay, to this stage here. Okay. And well, okay, we can say it's okay. We will still have the epiphyseal plate. But what actually happened between us, okay, this stage here and this stage here is that some of this epiphyseal plate here, which is mainly as okay cartilage, actually is okay become new bone tissue. Okay, mainly because okay, in the epiphyseal plate, yes, okay, you actually have calcium and so on so deposits. So that's okay. That cartilage actually is okay, keeps on changing into bone. And you can make this okay, more and more and more. That's okay. Epiphyseal cartilage is being produced mainly because okay, or previously as okay was an epiphyseal plate just get deposited with calcium and becomes bone. And that's how it's okay, the bone actually that's okay will grow longer and longer and longer and longer. Now the actually that's okay comes a stage where that there's going to be no as okay continues as okay growth of the epiphyseal plate or cartilage, and it actually is okay becomes completely as okay replaced out with bone tissue. Okay, so what we actually is okay just maybe ending with is a super thin line. And that will mainly be as okay that they as okay from an X-ray can say, well, okay, this bone is not going to grow any longer. So the growth center of yes, okay, your long bones is actually yes, okay, that epiphyseal plate. Did you guys get that? And usually because we see those epiphyseal plates at the ends of the long bone, or at the end of the shaft or diaphysis. That's why the ends of the bone or the long bones is called the epiphysis. Okay. So this epiphyseal plate just gets thinner and thinner and thinner. Now let's just look here. You can look at this one, you can look at the one in your book. But that's okay, this is your bone. Or we can say it's okay, a long bone. So the main body is what we could call the shaft or the diaphysis. And the ends of the bone could be referred to as the epiphysis. Okay. Now, maybe it's okay for a bone like this. The main is okay, we'll call this part here is okay, the head. And this would be as okay, what they refer to as the actually is okay, epiphysis. Now, this is just okay, and a picture of what you can call is okay, your thigh bone or the femur. Right, okay. Clear. Did you guys get that? So the main shaft of a long bone is known as the diaphysis, and the ends of the long bone is going to be called the epiphysis. So if we find this, okay, take the bone of my upper arm, what will be here and what will be here is going to be the epiphysis, and this will be the shaft or diaphysis. Did you guys get that? Now, just if somebody, for instance, okay, it was. Okay, just look here, guys. Can you see this? So, well, okay. This is, you can say, okay, your femur, the tibia, and the radius. Okay. Or fibula, sorry, of your knee joint. Okay, okay. So this thin line here, this is the epiphyseal plate. This is the epiphyseal plate. Many years ago, or okay, maybe a couple of months ago, this epiphyseal plate had been down here. But maybe that's okay. As more and more as okay, cartilage is being produced, mainly because the older cartilage became replaced, okay, calcified. The epiphyseal plate moves this way and this way. So this means okay, well, still means okay, say it's okay. This bone here is not fused, yes, okay, completely fused together. You can even say it's okay, a piece here is, it's okay, still not attached. Usually it's okay when it becomes fused together. That's how it becomes, or that's what it's going to look like on an X-ray. Okay, and this area is okay. That's pretty much okay. Just your joint space between this bone and this bone, femur, tibia. So you can maybe say the growth center of long bones is going to be the epiphyseal plate. Okay, but ultimately, it's okay. As I said in the beginning, I said earlier, so these were different pieces of bones, one piece, one piece, one piece. They end up fusing together, and that's why you say, okay, yeah, now, or okay, previously might have been 3 pieces of bones, now became one big bone. Did you guys get that? Now, guys, another thing. Now, if you still say it's okay, the bone, let me say it's okay. Let's put it this way. Trying to redo my osteology. Now we can mainly say that, okay, as this area here, for instance, was, or the reds, is going to be as okay, the epiphysis. Oops. And we can say it's okay. The blues is going to be the diaphysis. Okay. Now, guys, if you find this okay, look in the area of the diaphysis. Now, let's see. Okay. Kind of bone that we will have. Okay. At the diaphysis is going to be compact bone. Whereas at your epiphysis, it's mainly going to be spongy bone. But even though it's okay, there's going to be spongy, or most of it was going to be spongy, but there's still going to be, it's okay, an outline like this. Still made up of compact bone. Did you guys get that? Okay. Now, if we just look at the area of, okay, that's where we say it's okay that we had spongy bone. Now, what did we say that spongy bone was? I mean, it's okay, just those Haversian systems being loosely packed, right? Did that make sense? Okay. So what we mainly can say that we were having those areas in between, yes, okay, the Haversian system is going to be, that's going to be, yes, okay, packed with bone marrow. So maybe it's okay, the space in between, yes, okay, the Haversian systems, which are going to be loosely packed, which makes up, yes, okay, your spongy bone. That space is going to be filled up with bone marrow. Whereas, okay, guys, if we look at the area from here, it's okay, let's say it's okay, where we had compact bone. Now, that compact bone was mainly because it's okay, our Haversian systems was densely packed. But in the middle of all that, yes, okay, it's still going to be, filled up with bone marrow. Did you guys get that? Now, I may ask a dumb question. Okay, now we say it's okay. We still had okay, so thicker or thinner layer off. That's also okay. Compact bone around, just okay though. Spongy or cancellous bone. Why wouldn't we just have okay as a more or less okay full thickness of compact bone? US okay at the epiphysis. Anybody can.
Wait, I'm sorry, you said why wouldn't it be more compact?
Yes, even at the epiphysis.
Um, because it's where like it's a joint, like it has to move, no?
No, it's not that, because it's just going to be at the joint, my dear, there's going to be another bone.
Okay.
Okay, good. But it has a little bit to do with, yes.
I was gonna say is because it's doing the production of blood cells.
No, because in both cases, you still have bone marrow.
Oh.
If you have two bones together and it doesn't have like that spongy, it's gonna kind of, you're not gonna be able to like walk, right? Or it's gonna crash or crack. I don't know.
But my question is, okay, why didn't we have full thickness of compact bone even at the epiphysis? That's my basic question. Why would we mainly have this, okay, spongy bone there? You guys give up?
Is it something to do when like when with like the epiphyseal plate cartilage when we're like younger? No, okay, cool.
No.
I don't know.
No idea? Okay, guys, now just look at the structure of the bone. Spongy bone. What did I say it was? Those Haversian systems, or you can say that bone tissue more loosely packed, right? Clear? Contra to compact bone is okay where it is more densely packed. Clear? Okay. Now something which is more densely packed, is that going to be heavy or light?
Heavy.
Heavy. Good. So if you had full thickness, more or less, okay, yes, at the ends of your bones, that was going to make it okay your forearm or arm or fingers or whatever bones you had more heavier, right? So the movement that we are able to do like this now without much effort would have required more strength to be carried out had it been all compact bone. Did that make sense? So pretty much okay, you guys says okay. Weight management to make it easier to move. Did that make sense? Okay. that may be as okay the logic behind it. Yes.
Did you say that bone marrow was in the middle of the spongy bone?
No, but yet, when we say spongy bone, what did I mean? Or what did we mean by that? It's going to be
Well,
more porous. Just look at a sponge in your kitchen or bathroom. That pretty much the challenge is okay, explain is okay why we call it a spongy bone. Because it looks like a sponge. Clear? Okay. So you can say a spongy bone is just going to be like a regular sponge that you use just okay to wash your dishes or shower with. Compact bone, it could be in the same material, but it's okay, just like a brick. Clear? Okay. So next time you go to the butcher's, well, okay, even in the compact bone, yes, okay, you will still find bone marrow. And even it's okay, in the spongy bone, you will still find bone marrow. But in the compact bone, that's okay, that bone marrow is going to be as okay. And what you call as okay, a central canal known as the marrow canal. Okay, so let me just take you guys here. Okay, shit. So this was your bone. Clear? Okay. Now we can say it's okay. This part here and this part here is okay. That'll be is okay. The epiphysis. Clear? Okay. Where you mainly can see that okay, yes. This here or this here is mainly spongy bone. Okay. Within the spongy bone, that's okay. You have this is your bone marrow. Whereas we can say there, all this here was your shaft, known as the diaphysis. Okay. Now this is what it may look like. It's okay on the outside. But if you, yeah, okay, open it up, you'll mainly find that, okay, it's not going to be through and through bone. I mean, it's okay if you look at it at a cross section like this. If you cut it here and look at it, you can say it's okay, you will have bone. Now this is going to be compact bone. But within this is going to be as okay this central canal in which there's going to be as okay the bone marrow. What's okay around it there is going to be bone, which is going to be as okay compact bone. Okay, but even my dear, if you look closer, even yes, okay, at the epiphysis, we can mainly say that, okay, yes, here, all this here is okay, is spongy bone. But even as okay, if you look at the outline, that's okay, you still have okay as this compact bone, but it's not going to, it's okay, means is that the amount of compact bone that you have here is going to be less than what you have in the shaft. Because had it been a big amount of compact bone here, so okay, just on the shaft, it was going to okay make the bone become too heavy. Did you guys get that? Okay. And the reason that it's not going to be as okay spongy bone all throughout, that's mainly because okay at this bone end here, that's okay. If it was spongy bone, that's okay. It's going to that's okay. It's going to be very fragile. Okay. So even in this case, it's okay. It is going to be covered by a thicker or thinner layer of compact bone, but it's okay. We can say it's okay that the amount of compact bone in the epiphysis is going to be lesser than what we have in the shaft. That's okay. Throughout the shaft, there's still going to be this central empty space, which is still going to just okay have bone marrow. And here, in between is okay the Haversian systems. That space is not going to be as okay filled with air, but that's going to have bone marrow as well. Did you guys get that? So whether it was okay as the shaft or the diaphysis, whether it was okay as the ends or the epiphysis, you will have bone marrow. Okay. Now, just one thing, because we see, oh shit, sometimes. So we say, it's okay, we have a bone. Okay. Let's just talk about the shaft here. And we guess that's okay, it is made up of this very compact bone. Okay. Now, the bone all around it is going to have a film or a membrane that encircles it. And that is going to be called nothing more but the periosteum. Permeates, okay, just means surrounding the bone. Okay. And what is that this periosteum is going to be? It's going to be a membrane that surrounds the bone. Did you guys get that? Okay. Here we can say it's okay. Now this is just going to be as okay the inside of the shaft of your bone, and that's going to be as okay what we can call the marrow canal. Now, why do we call it a marrow canal? Mainly because this is mainly going to be as okay where the bone marrow is. But, even on the inside of the bone, is going to be as okay a membrane. That means okay, just can see that separates the marrow canal, which holds the bone marrow, from the bone tissue. And that membrane is going to be called the endosteum. Where you can mean says, okay, what does the word endo mean? Inside. And osteus, again, just going to be bone. So if I just said, okay, it's okay. If we did like this, it's okay, we took a cross section. We can mean it says, okay, this would have been your bone. Oh, let's this was your bone. Around it, was going to be, it's okay, your periosteum. Inside here is going to be the endosteum. And then we can mainly just say that, okay, as we have all this area here is okay, it's going to be, it's okay, what we call the marrow canal, because that is where the bone marrow is.
Sorry, the green part is the bone, did you say?
Yes,
The dark green
the dark
part?
green, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes, okay, guys, if you look at this fellow here. Okay, there's okay. Because it's okay, this separate us, okay, this. But going to be okay all around your bone. Okay. Here the mean is okay, just chewing is okay, slice the bone up so that you can actually is okay, see okay, this is what it looks like on the inside. But it says okay, if you for instance, oops. So look at cross section like this, it's okay. This was going to be, and then you can say it's okay. Periosteum. And then okay, on the inside is going to be endosteum. Did you guys get that? Okay. So all of your bones, not only long bones, all of your bones that's okay on the outside is going to have that membrane called the periosteum. Peri, surrounding, oste, bone, and just case it's okay that this whole word here becomes the name of the structure. Okay, guys. Now don't experiment that with, okay, as a younger partner in your household. But when children breaks their bone versus an adult, the fracture of the bone of a child is what we call a green stick fracture. Nowadays, okay, there's a lot of green sticks out there because trees are giving off fresh branches, right? So when they break, it's not going to like this. Yeah, okay. So yeah, where okay, the fracture in adults and or elderly is going to be like okay, a dry stick. Break and break through. Okay. So in many cases, okay, for younger children, it's okay, the bone may not fully break. And that means, okay, will lead to okay, a hematoma in the space between the broken bone and the periosteum. Yeah. Good. Now, bone marrow. Let's just talk briefly about it. Okay, the two types of bone marrows, and then you guys can get a coffee break. So bone marrow. Okay. Now we actually just okay have two types. There's going to be okay one that we call red bone marrow. And there's going to be it's okay what we may call yellow bone marrow. Okay. Now when we say red bone marrow, there's going to be it's okay actual bone marrow that still produces blood cells. Whereas when we say yellow bone marrow, what is this going to be? This is going to be, okay, we can say, okay, once upon a time was red bone marrow. But now just got replaced by fatty tissue, which makes it yellow. And this yellow bone marrow here does not produce blood cells. Did you guys get that? Good. So, when we were young, for a person like me, many, many years, or a couple of decades ago, most of my bone marrow would be red. Most of it would be red. Clear? Okay. Now, as we grow older, and that's why I say it's okay once upon a time. What now is yellow bone marrow, once upon a time was okay in our younger years, used to be red. But as we grow older, it's just going to be replaced by more and more and more fatty tissue. Clear? Okay. So that mainly causes that, okay, yes, in older ages, once you cross, you can say it's okay, I enter real adulthood. Red bone marrow is made, yes, okay, that's going to be limited down to, yes, okay, a lesser amount of your bones. So currently, just the epiphyses of some of our long bones have red marrow. Clear? Okay. Our ribs have red marrow. Clear? Okay. Your chest bone may have red marrow. And just what we can call is okay, the crest of the iliac bone of your hip bone has red marrow. Okay. Shaft of all of our long bones, that's okay. What predominantly used to be red marrows in our childhood and pre-teens and teens has now become yellow. Did that make sense? So the difference between red and yellow marrow is just, well, okay, red, wherever we have it, or wherever we had it, was actively is okay producing blood. Clear? Okay, whereas yellow marrow, well, okay, it's still bone marrow. Yes, okay. The reason that we call it yellow marrow is mainly because, okay, it becomes more fatty. And, well, okay, just, you can say like it loses its ability to produce blood cells. But we still call it bone marrow because it's the marrow of the bones. and sorry, even it's okay, the body of your vertebrae, of your spine, has a red bone marrow, even as we are sitting here. Any questions?
Quick question. The peristem membrane covers the whole bone, like
Yes.
the emphasis and the diaphysis?
Exactly.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So that's why we made it, okay, just call it the periosteum. Okay. But if you look at the nerve itself, yes, okay, it's self-explanatory. Because what I mean is, okay, just what they found is, okay, surrounding the bone. Okay.
So there's non-endostem in the head.
It will be, but it's not going to be that well defined.
Okay.
Okay. But next time, it's okay, you eat chicken. If you like to eat chicken, okay, you eat the flesh off. Okay, yes. You may be lucky enough to see that, okay, yes, there's a, now when I say membrane, it's just going to be, as okay, something that's going to be like a very thin film. Okay, around, yes, okay, the bones. Most likely, it's okay, it will, you can say it's okay, get cooked or dissolved, that's okay, as you cook. So that's okay, if you want to see real, yes, okay, periosteum, take a bone which hasn't been cooked yet. But next time you go to the butcher shop, okay, and see, it's okay, bone. That yellowish gooey thing in here is okay, that's the bone marrow. Not necessarily yellow, it may even be, it's okay, clear. But that's going to be, it's okay, yellow bone marrow, and that is fatty. Have anybody ever tried to eat bone marrow? No? Have anybody ever tried to eat brain? Cow brain? Sorry. Welcome back. And good. Any questions yet?
No.
No. Justine, you got any questions here?
No.
No. Okay. Good. So as I said, osteocytes, which we may as okay, just kind of translate into bone cells. Okay. Now, generally, we can just, okay, just in general call them osteocytes or bone cells. But functionally, let's put it this way, it's okay. Based on the function is going to, yes, okay, we're going to have 3 types of bone cells. One is going to be, it's okay, what we will call osteoblasts. With a B like a boom. The other type of bone cells that we may have is going to be osteoclasts. And the last type of bone cells that we will have is going to be what we generally, it's okay, just call osteocytes. Okay. Now, practically, or let's say it's okay, structurally, it's okay, all these 3 here are osteocytes. But functionally, it's okay, that's okay. So that's more of a functional division of your bone cells known as osteocytes. Now, guys, there's one term that I just want you to, okay, introduce you. So whenever you see, it's okay, any cell, or even it's okay, tissue that ends with the word blast, mainly it would mean that, yes, that this is going to be premature. Did you guys get that? So what is it an osteoblast is going to be? We can mainly say, okay, that that's going to be a premature osteocyte. Or if you want to put it this way, that an osteoblast with a B like a boom is going to mature to become an osteocyte. Did that make sense? Okay, or we can say it's okay, the precursor of what we will end up calling an osteocyte is going to be the osteoblast. With a B like a boom. Did I make myself clear on that? Any questions? Good. Then some of you guys may say, now what in the blue is the osteoclast? Now the osteoclast, now we can manage this, okay. Now, osteoclasts is okay, are still going to be as okay bone cells. because it was just okay as a type of osteocytes. But why do we call them osteoclasts? And that's mainly because, okay, that they mainly as okay are going to, yes, okay, we can say it's okay, release, or even as okay, produce. Just say yes, okay, enzymes. Or if you don't like the word enzyme, you can mean yes, okay, just say yes, okay, produce substance that reabsorb. Or if you don't like the word reabsorb, you can even say yes, okay, break down. Old osteocytes. Did you guys get that? So that made us okay, just leaves us left with okay, is what did we mean by the osteocytes? Now these were just going to be the bone cells that forms the bone tissue in the bones. Where did they start from? They started off as being osteoblasts. We will just mature to become osteocytes.
I'm sorry, what does that say? Bone cells that form?
The bone tissue.
Thank you.
No problem. So guys, have you guys heard of the cartoon Lion King? Good. What is the title time for Lion King? Title song.
Circle of Life.
Circle of Life. So that's what we're going to talk about here. Okay, so what's the circle of life? Osteoblast with a B like a boom. Clear? Matures to become an osteocyte. Because it says, okay, we'll become as okay, or we will know as okay as the bone tissue that makes up the actual bone. Clear? That osteocyte lives its life, but you guys says, okay, due to wear and tear, so on, so on, so on, so. At some point, it's okay, it's not going to be well enough, so it needs to be replaced by new osteoblasts that just keep on, it's okay, maturing into osteocytes. How do we get rid of those? Because it's okay, old osteocytes is because the osteoclast with a C like a cat. Wow. releases enzymes or factors or so on, so on, so that's going to break down those old osteocytes, just so that they can be replaced by new osteocytes which just started their journey in as an osteoblast with a B like a boom. So the circle of life, or here is okay, you can say the circle of life of bone tissue. Did that make any sense? Good. Now, what is it that we will need? We can mainly say, okay, what we need, okay, is a very well balanced activity between the osteoblasts, like a bee with a bee like a boom, and the osteoclasts. We will need a fine balance. Clear? Okay. Now, in our younger years, well, okay, yes, there's a good balance between those two. But mainly happens in later years, and unfortunately, ladies, it's more common in women than men. And we can again, as okay, here blame as okay the hormones for that. Also, okay, that's okay, yes. One of the adverse effects of this, okay, the hormones not kicking in. Well, what actually happens is that, okay, this ends up as, okay, being an imbalance between the osteoclasts with a C like a cat and osteoblasts with a B like a boom. And which is the one that's going to just, okay, take over, or that's okay, become more dominant? It's going to be the osteoclasts with a cat, C like a cat. So what that mean? That more bone cells are going to just, okay, get reabsorbed, or you get broken down. Then we have, okay, osteoblasts with a B like a boom that actually is, okay, will form new bone cells. Did that make sense? So what happens? You may lose more or less, not more or less, okay, yes, some of your bone mass. And that's what you call osteoporosis. Now, some of you may recall, yes, okay, your grandparent or your grandmother. When you were young, a small child, okay, she was a big, tall lady. But what you see now is, well, okay, she has shrunk down. She's not 5 feet and 9 inches anymore. She has got down, she is, okay, 5 feet 4. You go, what the blue? Some people may say, okay, I grew taller, that's why she looks smaller. No, she got smaller. That's osteoporosis. Okay, so that's okay. That actually is okay because it's okay, loss of bone mass. And one of the things about that, okay, it is made as okay because the bones actually become weaker, they are more likely to fracture. So you may have heard of it, that somebody fell and broke their hip bone. That's a common bone to break if people fall, right? Got out of balance, that's okay. Thought they lost balance, and boom, fall. Now, guys, in some instances, that's okay. It may be the other way around. That person got out of bed or got off the chair or whatever, and the bone pretty much, okay, just breaks underneath her. And that one makes her fall. And not the other way around. Okay. So she might thought, okay, I lost my balance. But of course, okay, you lost your balance because the bone broke underneath you. In some cases, okay, they may lose the balance, they fall, and okay, since the bones already are fragile or brittle or whatsoever, it's not much of a blow that is needed to cause it to break. Okay. But what we mainly can say is that, okay, that imbalance between osteoclasts with a C like in cat versus osteoblasts with B like a boom. There's the clasts that become more dominant, leads to yes, okay, weakening of bones or loss of bone mass. Any questions? So these three cells, whether there was osteocytes as we know them, whether it was osteoblasts or osteoclasts, they are all bone cells. Okay, we can still consider them to be osteocytes, but it's just okay, more of a functional division. So clast releases enzymes, so it's okay, breaks up or reabsorbs old bone cells, which ideally is okay, would like to get replaced by osteoblasts that just running gets okay, mature to become new bone cells that makes up the bone tissue. Did I make myself clear on that one? Good. Any questions? Jesus, Jesus. Nope. Good. Who likes remembering names? Okay. Who is good at remembering names? Okay. Best of luck, my dear. Okay. Now, so far, any questions about the bones or skeletal system? The functions of it? Yes, Vicky?
No, I didn't hear what you said. What was the question?
Any questions about the bones or skeletal system yet?
Oh, no.
Good. Show. What we will be left with is the skeleton and the bones in it. Now, guys, do you want me to get started with that? Or should we leave it off for tomorrow?
I think for tomorrow.
For tomorrow.
Please, and thank
Good.
you.
I just had a question.
No.
I wanted to know if we were having class tomorrow, like after the quiz. Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Annibalism and cannibalism.
No.
Not cannibalism. Cannibalism if okay. If you ending up eating me or I end up eating you, that is cannibalism. Okay. Now, they are both forms of metabolism. So metabolism, it means, okay, there's this umbrella term that accounts for both metabolism and anabolism. Yeah, okay. Now, my idea what catabolism is going to be, it may going to be a form of metabolism in which there is breakdown of molecules. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Whereas anabolism is mainly going to be that form of metabolism in which we can mainly say, okay, that fragments from different molecules actually is okay. Or we can actually say, okay, that we say, okay, yes, the molecules are formed. Now, let's just take an example. Let's say that, okay, we have a molecule like a protein. Yeah, okay. Now, this is a molecule, a protein. What is that molecule made up of? Different individual units called amino acids. Pretty much, okay, that's what is going to just, okay, make this specific protein here the protein that it is. It's primarily going to be as, okay, what amino acids is it that we have in it? But not only that, because this specific protein here is because is the protein that it is, mainly because of, okay, as even the sequence in which, as okay, these amino acids here are, yes, okay, linked together. Yeah, okay. Now, What catabolism is going to be is that the bonds between these amino acids here will be broken up. So what actually do we have now is that these amino acids are not bound together anymore. They are free. Yeah, okay. Now, yes, okay, it was some of the amino acids from this protein here, or you can say, okay, even yes, okay, different proteins as okay got catabolized to release as okay their own amino acids. Now, we may say that, okay, yes, some of the amino acids from this protein here some amino acids from, let's say, it's okay, this protein here. And let's say, it's okay, some of the amino acids from this protein here. Now joined or meet. And actually, it's okay, just make up a new protein. But this says, okay, combining of different molecules, or I mean, in this case, says, okay, amino acids to make a new protein would be an example of anabolism. So it's mainly as okay, your body breaking up things. That breakup is going to be catabolism. Okay. As a result of catabolism, okay, something is going to be as okay, ended up as okay, waste products. So your body is okay, I don't need this, throw it out. But then there's going to be as okay, something that the body say, well, okay, I can still use this. Or you call it recycling, right? Right, okay. That's what in these days, right? Okay. Recycling of this, recycling of that. Okay. Did that make sense? So yes, okay. The paper box that you got via Amazon as a package. Well, okay, that box is going to be made of okay, what previous okay used to be a box. So they mean yes, okay, just recycling it. Okay. But the box that you have now might as okay be coming from as okay recycled material from 200 different boxes. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So when putting those as okay that together, there is anabolism. And likewise, okay, as when that box is going to as okay be recycled, well, okay, they may shred it along with okay as 200 other boxes from different people's just okay deliveries and okay just remake new boxes. Did that make sense? So whenever anything is broken up, that is catabolism. When anything is formed, it's anabolism.
So going from ATP to ADP is catabolism.
Yes.
from ADP back to ATP is anabolism.
You can put it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when we talk of as catabolism, you guys may have heard of what they call as anabolic steroids. People who, well, not everybody, some people may go to the gym and you guys says, do an honest workout. No drugs, nothing. Okay. But then you see people who actually are physically pumped up. Most of them idea is not going to be as honest workout. They will be using what we call anabolic steroids. So why do we call those why would we call them anabolic steroids? It's in the word anabolic because they just make up muscle mass in this case here. Okay. But anabolism, yes, okay. Any dish you make is anabolism, if you want to put it that way. You check different ingredients, right? And put them together to make a new product. That's anabolism. No, when you eat that product and it's broken down, that's catabolism. Now, guys, in your body, the main organ, or should I say, the main gland, that will be responsible for, or it's going to be responsible for your what we call as metabolism. But actually, that's will be catabolism is going to be the liver. So the main function of the liver is metabolism. Now we'll talk more about that when we get to to the digestive system. Okay. But please keep in mind that as catabolism, metabolism is not only breakdown. That's what many people think of. Okay. But actually, it's is an umbrella term that includes both breakdown and makeup or rebuilding. Okay, Dr. Shahid, so did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
No problem. Yeah. Next, Luz.
I had two questions I wrote
Hi.
down.
Okay, did you just join the class, dear?
No.
Okay, so you don't need to just say hi.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
I said, okay, does the rectum go into the right lower quadrant or is it just in the left area?
Your rectum?
Mm-hmm.
Rectum is both on right and left.
Okay. And then the common iliac arteries on the left side, do they go to the right too? Or are they just on the left?
Now, my dear, when we say iliac, okay, don't go too bananas about that. No, okay, that's fine. Okay. Now we can say, this is your abdominal pelvic cavity, right? Okay. Okay. Now we said, in the middle in the middle. Okay. Now, my dear, this is going to be as okay where we said, okay, yes, the rectum is. So it's going to be as okay in the right lower quadrant and the left lower quadrant. Okay. Now, when you say it's okay, the common iliac arteries. Now, my dear, this is going to be as okay your aorta. It's going to give off this fellow here, which will come as okay, the right common iliac artery. And it's going to give this fellow here, which is going to be as okay, your left common iliac artery. Yeah, okay. So that's okay because that's okay. Slightly, that's okay. This part of your right common iliac artery still falls into the left lower quadrant because your aorta itself, that's okay, runs in the left lower quadrant. All right, now don't get into those details yet. We'll talk more of that when we get to the. Okay. So if you're able to say, okay, aorta is in the left lower quadrant, you are more than good.
How specific do we need to be for this? Like, do we need to know like, so if it's a left upper quadrant, do we have to say a portion of like the transverse colon, or do we just say colon?
No, as long as you say transverse colon, that will be fine.
Okay, but we have to know if it's transverse or ascending or descending.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
ascending is going to be on the right side.
Yeah.
Your
So
ascending
ascending
colon is on the right side. So it goes like this. Then you go transverse, and then it goes down.
and transverse would be in both,
Yes.
and descending is left.
Descending is going to be, it's okay, on the left side.
And do we need to know like the duodenum and the jejunum? Like how specific, or do we just say small intestine?
Now, my dear, those are going to be 3 portions of your small intestine.
Right, but do we need to know them, or do we
Yes.
just say the small intestine? We do need to know them.
You need to know them.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And since, yes, okay, you need to know them, it will be ideal to know them in the sequence that they run. Yeah, okay. Which is mainly going to be, so if you say it's okay, if all this here is okay, was your small intestine. Now, just to say it's okay. Yes, okay. Where do you start from? Yes, okay. So this is start. This is end. So first part of your small intestine is duodenum. Okay. Followed by what becomes the jejunum. Ending with what is going to be the ileum. Now here it's okay, I straightened it out because, but actually it's okay. Duodenum is going to be like this. Okay, pretty much okay, yes. After stomach. But where we mean, you can say that, okay, yes. Then it's going to be jejunum. And jejunum, yes, okay, will lead into ileum, but ileum ends on the right side. Because that's where it's going to, yes, okay, go into, yes, okay, your colon. Where this, since it goes up from the right lower quadrant, or from your right iliac fossa, since it goes up, that's what we call is okay, the ascending colon. When we reach to the liver, and we guess it's okay here, this is where we have our liver. It will actually is okay, the colon actually is okay, well, over like this, curve. So this becomes okay, the transverse colon. And this area here is okay, is going to is okay, make a turn and go down. So since it's going down, that's why we call it the descending colon. So the ascending, the transverse, and the descending. It's mainly as okay, just all determined upon it's okay, how is it that it runs? It goes up, ascending, runs across, transverse, runs down, descending. Yeah, okay. So you say, okay, what's going to be the code or what's going to be the sequence of the components of your colon? Well, the first part of your colon is going to be where it starts at. Where does it start at? Where the ileum joins it or empties into it. So first part is going to be ascending, then transverse, then descending. So ATD is for your colon, DJI is for your small intestine, duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Clear? Yes. Anything else? Yes, guys. Anything else? Aishu?
Thank you.
Did I answer both of your questions, my dear? Justine?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good. Hmm. See? So you guys are good on anions, cations, acids, bases. Bases also known as alkalines. pH scale. What is a neutral pH? What is an acidic pH? What is a basic or alkaline pH? What makes an acid? What makes a base? Hydrogen ion with a cation or an anion makes a base, or an acid, sorry. Hydroxide ion with a cation makes an alkaline or base, right? Okay. What do we mean by elements? Molecules, organelles. What are the different organelles that we talked about? What are their functions? Any question about any of the organelles?
Can you touch base real quick on the smooth ER?
Which ER?
Smooth ER in terms of the function.
Now, my dear, it's mainly going to be, we can say it's okay. Play a role in the synthesis of glucose and lipids. Okay, dear? That's pretty much about that fellow.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Now, guys, when we say synthesis, what does that mean?
Does it mean production?
Production or making of, right? Anything else? You guys go on the Golgi apparatus?
Yeah, so that's the packaging cargo,
Mhm.
right? Where different enzymes are packaged.
Not just enzymes, even proteins,
Okay.
even sugars, and so on, so are being packaged. Yeah.
And proteins are enzymes, correct? Or no?
Now we can say enzymes are proteins.
Okay.
Okay, so every enzyme is going to be a protein. But not every protein is going to be an enzyme. Because, okay, when we talk proteins, my dear, what I said was, it's probably, okay, one of the most functionally versatile molecules. Because, okay, they may be there in the form of enzymes. They may be there in the form of, okay, we can say, okay, bodybuilding proteins. Okay. They may even be there in the form of hormones. Most of your hormones, well, okay, hormone, that's going to be a function. But chemically, yes, okay, or structurally, yes, okay, they are proteins. Did that make sense? Okay. You find protein in your red blood cells. The globin part of your hemoglobin is a protein molecule. Okay. So functionally, yes, okay, probably yes, okay, one of the most versatile type of molecules. Even yes, okay, dear guys, your ATP, that's okay, ATP has a protein in it. The adenosine is a protein molecule. Even yes, okay, RNA and DNA, that thymine, cytosine, guanine, what in the hell were they? Protein molecules. But they just forms as, okay, this component that we call, that it becomes just okay. So those are okay, specific proteins only found in RNA and DNA primarily. Anything else? So all of you are students, right? Let's put it this way. All of you are students. So we can say, so, okay, proteins. But each of you, yes, okay, may have their own strong points or weak points. Right? Or yes, okay, different personalities, which makes up okay, your strong or weak points. Okay. Whatever your strong point is going to be, it's okay. That's going to be as okay. Okay, this is what I'm the best at. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So that called okay, yes. Later on, some of you will say, okay, I want to go and deal with this. I want to go deal with this. So if he says, okay, proteins, all of us have our proteins. But somebody say, okay, well, I'm not really good at, okay, this bodybuilding shit. So I'm just going to just, okay, go and become, act like an enzyme. Okay. Some of you say, like, I'm not good at this breaking down thing. I'm more like, okay, yes, regulating. So I'm going to become a hormone. Did that make sense? So yes. So all enzymes are proteins, but not all proteins are enzymes. Anything else?
Is it important to know all of the body elements, like the phosphorus, the calcium, nitrogen, etc., and like know their charges?
But not necessarily the charges, dear. What I would still expect you guys to know, let's put it this way. Please remember that, okay, hydrogen is positive, oxygen is negative, calcium is positive, sodium is positive, potassium is positive, oxygen is negative, chloride is negative. That's pretty much about it.
So we do need to know the charges.
If you want, you say, okay, well, okay, what kind of components do you, that's okay, molecules can you make? Because you can't attach an oxygen with a chloride. It's impossible. Chemically, physically, it's impossible to attach chlorine with oxygen. It's only going to be possible if there was a positive ion or molecule in the atom, in the equation. But I'm not going to just, okay, ask you guys to write down chemical formulas. No. Okay. But just, okay, that it may sound, okay, BC or BS right now, but it may help you later on. When they start talking of, okay, yes, normal function, and okay, so. But if you ask me, what I'm going to ask you, is the oxygen a cation or an anion? No. But just because it's not something that I don't ask doesn't mean that it's a crime to know about it. Yes. Anybody else with anything else? Nope. KKK guys. Now, just take a short lunch break. Okay. Should we say, well, okay, it's up to you guys, but I'm just going to be stepping out for a bit, so I'll be back around 1 o'clock. So if anybody still have any questions, okay, I'll be available after the 1 o'clock. Okay, guys. So eat and read.